Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even when
Hey, TradeFly, I think you were muted the whole time, man, but I read your lips. Thank you, man.
Oh, ain't that a bee? Ain't that a bee? Ain't that... you know what I was? Because I was coughing. So they got me. They got me. That's all right. Hey, so you guys know the deal here. This is the Crypto Nightcap. We're bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. Don't worry, didn't say much else important besides we got my man FD White, and we do have an open trade right now that we're going to look at on the charts. So other than that, trust me, didn't miss much. Thank you guys for being here. And I'm going to go ahead, go over to the chat. Mute it, mute it, mute it, mute it. Thank you. I see it. Lots of mute it. I had to cough. I'm sorry. Mess it all up. Username, go ahead. Let me have it. I know it's coming.
Sharks with frickin' laser beams attached
All right.
to their heads.
Let's get that out of the way. All right, username, what's up, bro? I see you in the chat. Jesse, get a look. What's up, my man? Crypto Chef's in the house. And Alexandra G, the best mod in the world.
We top flight security of the world, Craig. Not just the city, the world.
The world. She's the best moderator in the world, Craig. There it is. I'm gonna have to find a, maybe we'll just make our own audio clips, man. We'll just start incorporating people in there. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, scrolling down, Jay Violet, she's in here. What's up, lady? How are you? Wix Wife Fine at A9. She is our other lovely moderator. She's in the house. How are you? And let's scroll down and see who we got. We got my man Hart. Yo, what's up, dude? How are you? Thank you for being here. It's about that time, man. We're getting close. Getting close to some playoff time, baby. Games are getting tight. I'm getting excited. Let's go. Al Jr., what's up, brother? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. See Nanda for the win. Evening all. Evening to you, brother. All right. Let's see. Scrolling down. The usual suspects in here. Just mixing it up. Love it. You guys are having your own conversations. Let's do it. All right. You know what time it is. It is time for our first segment here. We got to hit up the Daily Degen. And it looks like username was giving me crap about not using Bitcoin. So we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. All right, here we go. So we do have Bitcoin up, and that's only because I am in an open trade right now. I do want to show you guys that. At least take a look at it. Let's see here. Where are we at? So it's up about 5%, about $52 of profit. Nothing too crazy. It wasn't a big play. It was a 10x. I used, I think, about $1,000 worth of margin there. So right now, I'll tell you how I got there. Let's look at that. There's a couple things that I was looking at, and this was very simple. I didn't really do a whole lot of analysis, but what I did see is a nice rejection up here. You see this selling pressure, this wick, looking at that. All right, so I saw that, and then I was like, okay, what's going to come next? And there wasn't much. You had a pretty indecisive candle right here. Didn't really make up its mind. You got a wick on both sides, and then you had a bearish engulfing. All right, so bearish engulfing closed, and I was like, cool, I'll take the next candle, especially because it opened below the VWAP. So when that opened below the VWAP, I was like, why not? I'll take a little flyer on that. No biggie. It's pretty much a 1-to-1 in terms of what I'm looking at with risk management. So stopping out basically over the all-time high. So that, kind of made me feel comfy, right? We know that's an area of resistance. And then I was looking at this trend line that's going up and right. So we have an ascending channel right now that's working its way up and right, both adding support and resistance, basically a 1-to-1 trade. And then I'm looking at getting out at about 96.8, I believe could be a little bit lower here. Yeah, 96.8. So 96.8 is about where I'm looking at getting out there. And that's just right there by where that trend line is. So nothing too crazy, but just kind of letting you know how I got there. And I'll show you some more when we get on the charts. There's definitely some bearish indicators, we'll say. If you're looking at this on the hourly, you do see the RSI trending down. You do see the MACD trending down. So, there were some other things to look at, but I would say, I'm not going to say the macro, because the macro still looks bullish, but there is, we'll say, some shorter time frame things that are starting to stand out to me that are indicating to me that there could be an opportunity here for a little bit of a flip in direction. So we'll talk about those when we get to the actual TA segment. But that being said, now that we've talked through the open trade that I have, let me look in the chat here. Let me see if you guys actually listen. He said long sand to find 89. All right, we'll bring up sand. I can bring up sand. I'm on board with that. Let's look sand up. Where's that at? I can't long that to 89 cents here tonight. All right, but we can take a position on sand for sure. All right, so let's look at this. Trends within trends, baby. All right, so on the hourly, you can see the overall trend. Oops, wrong one. Here we go, trend line. Overall trend, up and right. Okay. And then same thing. I mean, really, only two. I prefer three here. Let's see if we can adjust that a little bit. There you go. There you go. All right, so really, again, another ascending channel. But what you're seeing inside of this channel is, something a little bit different, right? You see kind of trends within trends. The trend within this, the smaller time frame, is actually starting to work its way down. So let's look at the poll right now. You guys are still bullish AF, as always. You're at 75% long, and that is on 16 votes. Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough looking at this right now. I got to be honest with you. Still got a little bit of a cough. But FD, man, can you see this chart at all? Can you see sand? How about you pull it up?
I can't see sand, but Bitcoin,
pull it up on your chart on the hourly. Look at sand. And
I think Bitcoin is going down, so I think sand is going to go down too.
Okay, well that makes it simple enough. All right. So what are you guys thinking here? I see you guys have voted 75-25 right now to take a long on sand. I would I don't know.
We
I
gotta go
would
with
say I wouldn't, but
people's channel. We the people's channel. We got.
we are the people's channel. But darn. All right. You know, it's only got to be positive for 45 minutes. That's it.
Yeah,
right,
that will. Yeah, we got time.
Let's hope for the best here, people. All right. Man of the people. Damn you people. All right. Here we go. I'm not going to take a big position on this. We'll go, see, 500. What's that, 10 bucks? Let's go a little bit. Let's go 250. Let's cut this one. That's like a $5 play. Nothing too crazy. Man of the people. What is that? TradeFly. Go Degen. Look at TAI. I'm already committed, bro. I'm already committed. Short it. Screw the RMT, man. He never disappoints. But oh my gosh. I'm so conflicted, but that's all right. We're men of the people. We're men of the people. Damn it, it's in. Because of you guys. Cool. All right, so that's done. Daily Degen, that's how we do it here. Honestly, minimal TA in terms of selecting. It's really up to you guys to execute the trade here. You guys get to vote, and we let you vote, man. We run with it, and that's how we roll. Somehow, some way, it's in the positive. I honestly kind of want to close it already, being in the positive, but 5%. You guys are crushing it. Look at you. Oh my God. I don't know. Should we sit here and kind of wait this out? Where's our cutoff? I would have shorted King B. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably, if I was looking at a longer play than an hour, I would surely short it. It's up 16%, guys. You guys did it again. You did it again. And look at this. This thing is like locked out, of course. Hold up. Hold up. I don't want to close all. I just want to close this one. This is the most ridiculous thing ever. I have to move this. Are you kidding me? There it is. Market. Why will it not let me mark it out? This is stupid. All right. Mark price. This is ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to close off, because if it closes my Bitcoin trade, I'm going to be pissed. It shouldn't, right? All right.
No, close.
All right, we're good. We're good. Dude, I had that issue one time with Coin W. I was on Trading Wars, and I hit close all, and it closed everything. And I was like, I was so mad. I was so mad. All right. Cool. There we go. All right, we're back in the fight. That one's done. Maybe it's my eyes. What are you talking about? Dude, this is wonky as hell. All right. Well, I think we can move on from the Degen segment. Let me, I guess we'll look and see what you guys, nope. Orders. 7.83% after it closed. There you go. So, cool. There you go. That's what you guys closed on. 7.83%. Good job. Y'all nailed it. Whew. All right. Here we go. Oh, hold on. A little round of applause for you guys. There it is. There it is. All right. Here we go. Let's get over to the first bit of news here, and let me adjust the audio real quick just so I can make sure you guys hear it. All right, let's get it. Because this is kind of funny. Not going to lie.
I know you've got a ton of things to do, but what can you say to the working person who owns stocks? Should they buy more stock?
Well, I don't want to get into a situation where they do and we have a dip or something, because that can always happen. You know that better than anybody in the world, probably. I think you're the leading authority in going up and going down, but you always end up. He always ends up. That's the good news. But we have like Doug Burgum standing right over here, who's done a fantastic job. He's been on your show many times, and we have just tremendous people. I would say this. I think long term, this is going to be a country like no other. We had the 3 best years ever until COVID came in, and then we did a good job getting rid of it. The stock market, if you look at the markets, were higher than just previous to COVID coming in when we handed it over. And
I know you've got to.
Yeah, dude. So he pretty much just roasted him, dude. Like live. Like everybody knows the inverse Cramer is a thing, and apparently so does Trump. That was kind of funny just to hear him say that. But let's go ahead and get over to some of the real news. Texas State Republican Giovanni Caprioli, I hope I said that right, officially files bill to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the state. So that's pretty big. I've seen a couple states now actually file to have a strategic reserve, a Bitcoin reserve. And then, you know, it could go next level and we could get a federal strategic reserve for Bitcoin. So, you know, just more bullish news, more bullish sentiment for Bitcoin overall. Even though I am in a short right now, does not mean I am not bullish overall for Bitcoin by any means. So let's go over to the next one. We got Bitwise. This one's this is bullish. All right. I mean, uber bullish. You guys remember the 100K Bitcoin, right? Like that's what everybody was talking. 100K Bitcoin, 100K Bitcoin. How about $1 million Bitcoin? That is what Bitwise is predicting for Bitcoin in 2029. That's unbelievable. I don't know, man. I mean, I would probably kick myself in the butt a little bit because I did have multiple Bitcoins at a point in time. If it does get up to $1 million in 2029, because that's not far away, that's 4 years, I could have a little bit of regret at that point. Maybe. We'll see. But I am trying to accumulate more again. It's a game I'm playing, obviously. But the way I'm trying to do it is in trade my way up to more. So that's kind of how I'm working it nowadays. I do have a DCA portfolio that I'm just kind of, you know, putting a little bit in here and there. But you know, building up the portfolio again after I invested in some real estate. So, all right, you guys know what time it is. We got to bring up, actually, you know what? Let's talk about this. Let's talk before we bring our dude, Elmer Fudd, up. FD, my man, are we going to see $1 million Bitcoin by 2029? What's your thoughts?
Okay, so the next halving, let me see, what year is this? 2024. So the next halving will be what? 2028, 2029. Nope, I don't think so. I think I'll probably say anywhere between 300 and 500. I think we got a long way to go to get to 1 million. I think we're gonna have to have a currency problem before we get to 1 million. I don't think it's just gonna come, you know, just, you know, I know the supply shock and all that, but I think this cycle will get up. I'm not gonna make predictions, but I think we're gonna get pretty high in the high 100,000s, and then next cycle, or we may go into a super cycle. I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna go to $1 million in what's this 2025, 4 years.
Essentially 4 years, yeah.
I don't think so, but I mean, it could happen. Like it could happen. Like the way things are going and the way people are adopting it at a faster pace, it could happen. But my price target for $1 million also came with a currency problem, a fiat problem, a inflation problem, you know, things like that. It has to be something else that's, you know, a debasement problem. I think that's going to help with the price as well. Like just like when we see, what was I just looking at? I was looking at like Elon Musk. Elon Musk thinks, they said nobody has ever reached $400 billion or something like that in self worth, but what about, you know, adjusted for inflation and adjusted for all this, you know, extra money coming out? So a lot of times, man, these numbers, I don't even get into it anymore. But I don't think it's going to be $1 million unless we have some sort of problem.
Yeah, I would agree, man. I think there's going to be external factors that get you there, but there's also I can't remember how many years there are left. It's not many. Eventually, it's all going to be mined, and it's all going to be out there. You know, and there will be no more. And that's I think going to be what's up?
That's at least about another 50 years, I think, or even more. But it's getting really small. Like the increments are getting really small. Like
I think it's a lot less than that actually, in terms of when it's all mined. Yeah, I think it's substantially less than that. 2140.
Yeah.
Okay. So about half of that. So yeah, man, I mean, at that point, that's going to be, you know, a driving factor as well. So Mike said it's 100 years until all the Bitcoin's mined. Maybe
so
I read
2140, 2,140. The year 2140. So that's that's
dang.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Mike, yeah, I know Retro Mike knows. So
Yeah.
but the increments are just going to be so minute. It's just going to be like
Okay. All right.
not even something that's outstanding. So it's going to just keep having and having and having and having. And by this time, excuse me, by this time it's going to be like peanuts coming out.
I'll be dead AF, man.
Oh yeah, hopefully we'll have made enough money for our kids, whoever is still alive to be, still doing that Bitcoin. They'll probably be mining Bitcoin with their palm or something. Who knows what will be happening?
We'll feel like Back to the Future, giving them, a wallet. Be like, guard this with your life.
They're gonna come back and look at these YouTube videos. Like, look at our great grandparents. They was at these stupid charts and trying to predict the price of Bitcoin when Bitcoin probably be at like 70 million or something crazy.
He should have just bought more. Stop talking about it. Just buy. Yeah. Nah, I get it. Hey, so that sand. So this is, look. Let me tell you guys.
Bitcoin's breaking down right now.
Yeah, when you got a feeling like you're looking at a chart and like you see it is about to dump, which I was seeing on the chart, so I didn't really want to take the long. But as soon as it was in like 10% profit, I was like, let's go ahead and take that. That it's dumping. It's dumping right now. So it would be upside down. I guarantee it'd be darn close to getting liquidated right about now already. So I'm looking at the chart.
We lost that's why I didn't even have to look at sand because I'm looking at Bitcoin right now and I say, okay, Bitcoin's about to break down. So the market is probably going to take a little bit of a breather and a little bit of a cool off period. So, I mean, Bitcoin's in a nice uptrend right now. So we'll see how far it goes down.
So yeah, I'm just looking at that bottom part of that channel that I pointed out earlier, but we'll look at it again when we get to the charts. But it was a simple play, man. I'm trying to take it to the bottom of the channel. I'll get out there and then I'll just wait, see how it interacts with that channel. If it holds up its support, then you might take a long position and hope it goes back to the top side of the channel. We'll see, but for now, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Let's see here. What do we got next? I guess we got our dude Elmer Fudd. Let's go ahead and bring him up. Let's go. All right, over the Kabisi letter, we can rely on the Kabisi letter for our FUD segment. And it says oil prices are officially back above 70 as inflation worries are mounting. As we head into 2025, we have all three major metrics of inflation on the rise: CPI, PPI, and PCE inflation. Wage growth has begun to reaccelerate, and core inflation is above 3%, according to most metrics. Meanwhile, the Fed began rate cuts with a 50 BPS cut for the first time since 2008. Next week, the Fed will implement their 100th basis point of interest rate cuts this year. Are we setting up for stagflation? So that would be the question. And just like, so you guys can understand that really what's happening is inflation is continuing to go up, but then the economy is essentially not, right? It's actually moving in the inverse direction. So that's bad, right? You don't want your economy to be weak and your job market to be, I want to say that's weak as well, if I remember correctly, as well as inflation going up. So it's kind of like that setup for really the recipe for a disaster. All right. So what could happen? I mean, it's hard to say. We had this conversation yesterday. Like the numbers are all kinds of crazy. It's really hard to believe the numbers that they're giving us. My inclination would be that they're probably a little worse than what they're giving us, but that's just my thought on it. But here nor there, it's starting to look like we're trending slowly in the wrong direction is what I'll say there. It doesn't look like it's getting crazy, but I don't know either, should they continue to cut rates? That would be a big question, because if you're cutting rates and inflation is still going up, like, I don't know, that seems inverse, right? Like that's kind of backwards. So FD, what do you think, man?
I mean, when they're cutting these rates, they're talking about like they gotta, they're for the people and for the economy to be, get a little bit better and things like that. They need to cut rates because the of what they pay in interest. The higher that the rates are, the more they have to pay in their interest rates, in these shorter term interest rates. So they need to cut these rates down so the interest on the debt that they pay comes down as well. So it's bigger than what what they're always talking about and things like that. So they're always coming about or talking about, coming for the people and doing things for the people and things like that. But when it comes to rate cuts and things like that, they have to cut rates because they don't want to keep paying this much in interest.
It's
on
funny.
The debt. So,
it's funny you talk about that because that was actually, I debated. I was like, should I bring that up as the FUD article or should I bring up what you just mentioned, right? And that is the national debt. Okay, so that is out of control right now. It is essentially double. I'll bring this up here. What it was in 2022. So here's a chart again on the Kavisi letter, but you can see, man, it is skyrocketing, right? So the interest that they're paying is just it's banana land. All right, go ahead, bananas in the chat, you know it. But it said here we go. So it's double the percentage recorded in 2022, and it would exceed the 20% record seen in the 1990s. And significantly above the World War II levels. Current projections assume lower interest rates and no recessions over the next decade. So, understand that that's not going to happen, okay? So, current projections are saying all things equal. So, in Q3 2024, annualized net interest costs reached a record $1.12 trillion. That's wild. Like, at some point, we're going to get to the point that we owe more on interest than we're able to generate as an economy. And then what?
And this is why I mean, the grand scheme of things, this is why you're in assets, man. Like, just this problem cannot be fixed. This is an unfixable problem. It can only be bandaged. And like I used to say, they're putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg. And it's not going to work. So the only way they can continue the Ponzi scheme, which it is, because they're issuing debt to pay off debt, the literal definition of a Ponzi scheme, is they have to continue this to go and continue to debase the currency. The only way out of a currency problem is to debase the currency. We've seen that with the Roman Empire. So this is just something that I don't think is going to happen tomorrow or next year, the next 2, 3, 4 years, but I think we're going to have a currency problem next decade. And you want to be in assets and you want to be in Bitcoin. That's the number one thing that I'm, that I keep telling people. And when people, come to me and talk about why should I buy Bitcoin, I try to explain them that, but they can't. A lot of people aren't grasping that now because they only think of how much can I make, number go up, this, that. But when the grand scheme of things, like I just said, it's a problem. And to be in some assets, I used to preach for 2 years. I was preaching buy gold, silver. Yes, I buy gold, silver, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Those are my four since 2022. Once we got that huge, massive dump in stocks, crypto, I was saying buy gold, silver, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. I was telling everybody to buy gold at 75. I was telling everybody to buy silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and because it's just a problem that's going to continue. And I think that was one of the last generational bottoms that you can get. I think we're going to get some corrections here and there. But from where we are now, I don't see us going I don't think gold is going back to 1600 no time soon. I think Bitcoin is going back to 15K. You know what I mean? So it's just, man, it's really jacked up. It's really jacked up, and this is why I preach, being literate to these things, so you can stay ahead, man. Not just pace inflation, outpace inflation. So Bitcoin and crypto is the vehicle to do that.
I almost stopped the whole segment. You're like, I used to preach. I was about to did stop right there and be like, oh, you got to tell me more. All right. Cause what does FD not do? And then you're like, oh, I was saying buy, gold, silver. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. We can carry on. But I was literally I was in the midst of being like, hold on, stop this. We need to talk. I
used to preach the crypto gospel, man, but I stopped being a crypto evangelist. And if people want to learn, I'll be like, I got a YouTube channel, or we could talk about it here and there. I can point you to some things, but I'm not just about to sit there and try to convert people. The proof is in the pudding. The writing is on the wall. If you don't get it by now, then FD's not gonna get you over the hump.
There it is, my man. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get into the market pulse, and then we'll move into what you guys want to see, and that is the chart. First up, we got the total market cap. Let me go ahead and share that for you guys here. Total market cap is sitting at 3.6 trillion. That is down 0.18%. 24-hour trading volume is at 212 billion, which makes for a 3.49% decrease. Bitcoin dominance currently sitting at 54.97%, and that is down 0.5% over the last day. Fear and greed index is at 78, which is still in greed, but again, I think that's about the same as yesterday, but overall, I think the trend is kind of down for the fear and greed index. Over to the crypto bubbles, looking at that, you got Link at 17% coming off some bullish news with Coinbase. LDO is at 14.6, Aave at 19.2, Hype at 10.7, Virtual. Hey, that was a good call by Andrea. There you go. That's up 15.6%. I think her and Redman were talking about that one. So AVAX, love to see it. Love to see it up 6%. Let's go. But other than that, it looks like Move is moving in the wrong direction now. It was moving in the right direction. Now it's moving in the wrong direction. All right. Beam is down 8.6%. Tau is down 7.9%. Mantle down 6.5%. And everything else, nothing too crazy. Algo 7%. Everything else kind of like 5% and below. So let's go ahead and see if there's any movers on the chart here. Nope. Everything looks the same except for Chainlink. Chainlink is up two spots at the price of $28.35, and its day return is 17%, week return 18.7, month return is 107 off some bullish news. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about Chainlink here recently. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really deep dive and look too deep into Chainlink, but it might be something I'm going to do some more research on. I got to be honest with you. So Shib's falling down to 13, and Tan down to 14, and Sui rounding out number 15 up one spot. So there you go, looking at that. So look at the liquidation heat map now. We got that up here. And where is the liquidity? You can see liquidity is building up to the downside, right? So people are taking leveraged long positions. Look at this. I mean, you're giving them a reason, right? Price action is going up and right. They get comfortable with it. You come down, get a little hit of support here. People take leveraged long positions. And then once it flips, right, I told you, it kind of got, it looked like it was getting the shorts were getting beat into submission. Okay, so these are coming in after the fact. If you think about like right here, when it was right here, you look at the map, you can see it's kind of dark up here, right? So it's saying that leverage short positions were kind of getting beat up, and now as price was coming down, you can see leverage short positions coming in. So it's going to heat back up. That's how this works. But now look where you have liquidity. Look where price action is. Look what direction it's headed. Think this liquidity is in jeopardy. All right, so that adds to why I took a short position, and that liquidity would get cleared out pretty easily if we did make it down to where I'm looking, and that's closer to about 98.6, right? So I'm going to hope for that personally with my position that I currently have. Sorry about that. All right, so some of the bearish indicators I'm looking at. All right, let's look at the weekly. You can see it's kind of rounding off as we're getting up to the top, hitting resistance multiple times, you know, in the area of about 103,000, right? You did get into the overbought on the weekly. You see the prime oscillator is now starting to bend over into the negative direction. All right, basically RSI, right? It's a RSI based oscillator there. And then, you know, this is another look at some different indicators. We don't look at these too often. But what I do want you to see is this is called BBWP. All right, BBWP, when you see this red here, this is signaling the end of a trend right here. So basically, you're expecting a little bit of a cool off after a big move. You can see this too. This is actually showing you it's got heated up, right? You see it's getting really dark red, and that's letting you know, like, hey, we should probably cool down a little bit just based on the oscillators. All right, you're getting the top side of the Bollinger Bands. You can see some red dots here printing on, it's like the Van Mucho. It's kind of like a market cipher B indicator, type indicator, we'll say. And you can see that the money flow here is starting to work its way out too. So it's flatlined here, but if you're looking at where it was in relation to, you know, this area right here, you can see that overall that money flow is starting to come out just a little bit, right? So that's something that I'm taking into consideration. If you're looking at, I believe it's the daily, there's a lot of bearish divergence as well. All right, you see that Could be the daily, could be the 4 hour. Let's take a quick look here. And I did not want to change that one. Let's go ahead and get rid of this for now. But I just want you to see that, you know, this signal right here is letting us know this could be cooling down. This is on the 5-day, just so you know. It's pretty money. There is a trading strategy, and that's Eric Crown that has that, using the stochastic as well as the BBWP, but I'm not going to deep dive into that. Just know that we are looking like a cool off here. All right, let's go ahead and close that one down. Go over to the daily. See what we're seeing here. So there you go. All right, there's definitely some hits of bearish divergence if you're looking at that. And so basically price action going up, RSI going down. All right, so that's kind of, you know, a very simplistic way to say, hey, like there is some bearish divergence, right? There it is. You see strikes right there. One there, one there. So you see the price action trending up. Now, what we're looking at is, you know, where can we go? And what I'm looking at in terms of where we can, let me turn this Heikinashi off. That might be confusing for you guys. Let's see, candles. There we go. And what I'm looking at. So again, here's that trend line, right? So that trend I'm keeping an eye on. These fixed range volume profiles right here are time based. Okay. Typically, I do fixed range volume profiles on ranges. Okay. So if there's a breakout, I do it again, but there's a lot of people out there that do time based. So I was like, all right, let me take a look and just see, you know, what this shows me. All right. You do have the point of control for the previous range here at about 98.6. So, you know, that's an area of importance for me. I'm going to, again, you know, we talked about that a little bit, that area that will clear out liquidity, come down, and then it will, you know, it could potentially bounce on that previous point of control of the range. So the range, the point of control for the current range right now is actually under this trend line. So look at this. Look how it wicked right off of it right here when we got this latest, you know, bounce, we'll say. All right. That was at about 95.7. So again, I think there's a lot of things that are kind of pulling the price, right? It's kind of like magnets. You know, point of control, you know, Frankie Candles looks at those all the time. Points of control, naked point of control. He works with those quite a bit. And he also likes the time-based fixed range volume profiles. So right now, you know, you can see like the point of control where you can see the majority of the volume is down. So for me, again, that's just another, you know, thing that'll say there's an opportunity to come down. And that's why I'm taking a short. And again, I'm not saying it long. Showed you guys where I got in, where I'm going to get out. But again, I think it's very realistic that we at least come down and revisit this trend line. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for. So if you're looking for high side targets, I mean, the all-time high is, yeah, that's something you'll look at. But we've talked about, you know, why we were looking at 103. There was confluence in that area. Why I have that kind of marked on the chart. There was a couple things lining up there. That was a fib-based extension that I actually, I think I have hidden right now, but we can pull that up. Let me see if it was this one. Not that one. It was this one. There you go. You have the 382 and the fib-based extension, as well as a previous trend line. All right. So it was acting as support. This went back, you know, a few weeks, and then it turned into resistance. All right. So it lined up perfectly. We did look at that on the show. We marked it. And that so far has held up pretty well. So if it does break through 103, I think 107, 108 is probably going to be our next stop. And that, again, is just a trend line that goes back to 2021, and 2018. All right. And that extends all the way over to right about here. Okay. 107, 108. But you also have the 0.5 on the fib extension. So again, you have a little bit of confluence, but that's about all we can do when we get into price discovery. Okay, you're trying to find some confluence on historicals, trend lines, fib-based extensions. Really, fib-based extension is not historical, but the trend line is. Okay, so you know, that's what I'm working with there. Gave you guys a few spots to kind of keep your eye on: 103, 107, 108. Definitely some areas to keep your eye on, and then this trend line. I would really mark this green trend line right here. You guys are looking at it, is after that breakout, this one right here. So you got the breakout, and then once it started working its way up, I would put that on your charts, you know, just so you have something to kind of reference with this trend right now, because me right now I am making a play on that trend line. So there you go. Let's see. Falls down, continues. It makes through all of this support here. We have talked about that. There's a lot of support. You know the channel. All right, we've talked about this ad nauseum at this point. But if you're new here, this channel goes back to 2021, and it has acted as resistance and support. And I think that you will get some price action off of that area if the price does fall down. So around 90,600, 91.5 in that area, I think you'll find some price action if price does come down. We already came down and retested it though. So we flipped what was resistance into support, and we did get a nice bounce off of that area previously. So if it comes back down, I would not expect anything different. I would expect at least, a 1%, maybe 2% kind of bounce at a minimum. And then, you could see a retest. Now that you see a retest, there's a couple things you're going to be looking for. Are you continuing this momentum going down with the RSI and the prime oscillator, or has it had an opportunity to reset? If it had an opportunity to reset and then you get multiple retests, that could be a different situation than it continuing it down and seeing the oscillator trend down in conjunction with it. All right. So that's kind of building steam going up into that move. So that's one thing you want to take a look at and consider as price action starts to move. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Nothing too crazy. I think we'll find support in this area. Just that's my thought. That's why I'll close the trade once it starts working its way down. So there you go. So I'm looking at on Bitcoin. I'll pass it over to FD. Let's see what you got.
Unmute. So earlier I was looking at this pattern here. Just a simple, I don't know if this was something that everybody was looking at or if I'm drawing it a little bit wrong, but I saw a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders, and then we had like the neckline right here coming in right here. So once we broke out, we just did a little small measure move. This is terrible. And then we went right up to the, where that measure move told us that it was going to go. So right now, we were in that uptrend, and I'm just on small time frames. I've been trading on the hour and below. So this is on the hourly time frame. And we use our oscillators as confluence, but right now I'm looking at all price actions just to show you what I'm looking at. And somebody said, how are we breaking down? We're in a range, but yeah, we're in a big range on like the daily, but I'm on the 15, I'm on the hourly, and I'm on the 5 minutes. So it just depends on, your time frame and things like that. So when I said a breakdown, I was talking about a breakdown of this. Let's actually have to zoom into the 15 minutes. So now you can actually see exactly what I was talking about. So we broke this uptrend that we were in a little bit earlier. Once we popped out of that inverse head and shoulders, lost this trend line. Once you see these huge wicks like right here, or huge wicks like this, when you break trend, that means, that is a pretty decisive break of trend. So I saw this on the 15 minute. I said, okay, where are we going to start our ascension back upward, or are we just going to dump right back down to the neckline of that inverse head and shoulders? We found a little bit of support. We started to work our way back up. But as you can see here, this just basically looks like a bear flag. So bear flags, usually can just take this pole here and, pull it all the way down. So we'll see where that goes. It goes right to the bottom of the range. Actually, I didn't even see that. So it's going right back to the bottom of the macro range at about 96.6. But I wasn't even aiming for that. That's not even where my short is being aimed at. I'm aiming for the neckline, like I said, of that inverse head and shoulder. So if this plays out, this will be, I really should probably have waited for a retest, but it's all good. So this will be a move of about 1.5%. So about 1.5%. I think I got like 12x lever. So it's not bad, not a bad play. So Bitcoin right now, I mean, let's zoom out and see what he was talking about when he said Bitcoin is just in a range. And you are exactly right. Bitcoin is really just in a range. The top of the range is coming in, we'll have to pass all-time highs and get up to about 106. That's the top of the trend. And the bottom of the trend is where that 96.6 to 96.8 level came in once we pulled that extrapolated move from the bear flag. So right now, Bitcoin's really not doing anything. We're just in a huge range from, like I said, 96 all the way up. So about a 10K range right now. So it's really nothing you can do. You can trade the range. You can zoom in and try to figure out which direction is going to go. But really, we're in like the midpoint of this range right now. Like if you took this and you just pulled it out, this is really like the midpoint of this range right now. So it did break down below it a little bit. So I am expecting, this is why I took the short. I am expecting it to come down. I will take my take profit at that neckline of the inverse head and shoulders. But I mean, we could come back down here, but I would be a longer here. I would probably open a long, pretty decisive long if we did come back down here. But, you know, it just depends on how what the market is telling us. And then if we pull up some oscillators on the 4-hour, we do see MACD starting to roll over. So this is on a higher time frame. Let's actually go to the daily and see. So MACD is already in the red. Came down a little bit earlier. As we were going up, MACD was coming down. So that's a divergence on the daily for the MACD. We do have money flow starting to cross over, and we do have RSI starting to come down on the daily as well. So those are just added confluence factors for me when I said it looks like we're going to come down. It looks like we may come down decisively. You know, we may lose a few percent to the downside, but you know, as long as we don't lose this channel, I really don't want to lose this channel. This is a macro channel all the way from the beginning of November. So this is a month long channel that we've been in, like I said, ever since Monday, the 11th of November. So I really do not want to lose this. And I don't know if we talked about this yesterday with these this volume profile, where all this volume came in from basically 99 to 100K, and we're coming all the way back down to about 87, 88K. So really, I really just want to stay in this here. This is really what I care about, this 100K to this 88, 90K level. As long as we can stay within this level, in my opinion, I think we'll be pretty good. If we lose that, I think we'll probably hit that CME gap down at about 77, 78K. So that's just really my scenarios that I'm looking for if they play out. And if they don't, you know, we could just flip back and turn back up and go back, you know, to 106. And the way this channel is looking, it's a upward channel, but it's a lot of times these break to the downside. So if we come up and this breaks out of this, I think this is going to be very, very bullish. And I think this will be the move to get us to like 120 if we do break out of that fairly quick. So I'm just giving, you know, taking what the market is giving me, and whatever the market is showing me, then I'm reacting like that.
Right on, right on. I'm gonna look at Cardano here real quick. Let me take that off. So we were looking at this channel. You can see I had to identify the pink and green dotted lines there. Chart Prime has now come in, all right, and it actually posted a very similar channel as well. It just used the tops, where I kind of used the median of the move up and right, and we had a breakout. It called it, gave you a smart target, all that good stuff down to the 0.236. Great. Now, I mean, a little shill there for Chart Prime. It set it all up. But what are we looking at now? We came down to, you know, that psychological area of about $1. Did wick down underneath of it, but, you know, here nor there, it did pretty much hold up. That area became support. You can see dynamic reactor. Again, we talk about that. That's pretty fire. That acted as support as well. Ultimately got a bounce. And where did we come to? We came up to the point of control, the money point of control. Okay, that's what this yellow area is here on the chart, is the money point of control. Ultimately got rejected. So what are we looking at? You know, in terms of top and, you know, bottom sides, I mean, it's marked here on the chart for you guys. So let me give you two price areas quickly for Cardano. About $1.20. All right, that's the point of control, the money point of control. All right, that's $1.20. And then here where the dynamic reactor is, and your psychological area of $1. So again, if it comes down to $1, I would imagine that you'll get some price action off of that area. And if you go back to 2021, I challenge you to look at 2021 and look at $1, and you will see, I would be willing to bet it did not interact with a price area more than $1, more times than what it did with $1. Okay, so that's when I actually purchased Cardano the first time, was at $1. And that was because we interacted with it so many times. I was like, oh, that's obvious area of support. And I really didn't know much more about it than being able to draw a horizontal line on the chart. So at this point, I got a little bit more in terms of confluence. I know a little bit more, but I still stand by psychological areas. And I do think you'll find a little bit of a bounce there for Cardano. So there's two areas for you, $1.20 and $1. Very simple for Cardano. Nothing too crazy to write home about. It's in the middle of a range right now, so I wouldn't really mess with it in terms of taking a position. I'd wait till it interacts with those two. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? FD, you got anything else you want to take a look at?
Oh yeah. So I want to take a look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, and this I'm looking at this because I'm trying to history shows, I'm gonna go to a chart really quick after this to show you how January, February, and March usually plays out for Ethereum. But I'm looking at this Ethereum Bitcoin chart right now, and I'm trying to say, okay, usually we do get, especially in halving years, we do get that nice Santa Claus rally in stocks and in crypto as well. So I'm trying to figure out when is that going to start. So I got to do a little bit of due diligence. I usually come with some date ranges, and lately those date ranges that I've been putting out have been playing out. So I'm going to come back next week with some date ranges and see if those play out like they have been playing out in the past. But I'm with Ethereum. This is going to be my indicator of, okay, we're in a real altcoin season. Like, I think we're in altcoin season. A lot of people have different definitions of altcoin season. Altcoin season is when all the altcoins just start going up. Of course, we're going to have more go up than others, and other sectors get hotter than others, but I don't think this is a real altcoin season yet. I think once we start to get, up here for Bitcoin or for Ethereum, back in these levels, I think that'll be like the start or the major bull run or the major altcoin season that we should have. But in the meantime, in the short term, we may break down one more time to create a higher low here. And then I think this will lead us into January, February, and March. So between this time when Ethereum does go back down into Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin, that should be the time when Bitcoin rallies into the that Santa Claus rally or end of year rally or whatever that is. This is going down. I think Bitcoin will start to rally and go up and past those all-time highs, possibly, those 110, 115, 120 areas that we hope that it can get to. But for sure, past all-time highs, I think this will start to retreat. And then once Bitcoin cools off, I think the next leg up is going to be the real altcoin season. And I have this quick chart that I want to show. Sorry for the brightness. Let me actually share this tab instead. So this is the cumulative returns of Ethereum throughout its history. January through December. So it came out in 2015. So we don't have enough data to pull from there. But from 2016, when it really started launching on exchanges, all the way to 2024. So we have January, February, March. This is 1, 2, 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12. This is 27 iterations of Ethereum's monthly return. So as we see all this green. So we're just looking at these first 3 columns for January, February, and March. When we look at 2020, we have this in March, minus 38%. I'm not counting this. And I'm not counting this because we all know what happened to every asset in March of 2020. So I don't really want to count this. So I'm just going to negate this. I'm sorry if the scientists are mad that I'm extracting data that's not supposed to be extracted, but this is what I'm going to do to make my point. So we have 27 iterations, like I said. How many red do we have? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're taking this out. So we only have 4 months from January to March out of 27 iterations. So mostly January, February, and March are massive months for Ethereum throughout its history. Those first 3 months, that Q1 of every year has been very, very good, barring like 2022, 2019, but that's bear market territory. So what I'm thinking again, let's go back to my chart. What I'm thinking is we're going to start getting that altcoin season January through March. And this also plays out in line with my thesis as we might get some a nice top in the end of Q1. And this has been my base case. Everybody's been listening to my thesis for the past few months. I think March, we're going to get some sort of the end of Q1, the beginning of Q2. I think we're going to get some sort of cool down, maybe a massive correction or anything. I don't know if it's going to be because of the economy. I don't know what's going to, happen. The Trump honeymoon phase is going to be, faded away. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's my thesis. If the market does something different, of course, I'll be liquid, I'll be fluid, and I'll, change what's going on. But I'm going to start taking heavy profits at the end of Q1. Maybe if that does happen, maybe we'll get another rally like we did in 2021 when we got that end of year rally. But that's what I'm going to really start taking, major profits out of my altcoin bags. And I'm not leaving the market. I'm just going to put it in Bitcoin. I'm going to take a lot and put it in Bitcoin. I'm going to convert altcoins to Bitcoin. And then, of course, the fiat, because I got to eat. I got to feed my family. But for the most part, I'm going to be doing that. And I'm just looking at historical data. I don't really like fractals when it comes to charts, but I do like historical data like these, like this chart I just showed you. So I'm going to bank on us having another nice January, February, and March in 2025, and then seeing how, the rest of Q2 plays out. And that's just my thesis. This is how I've been formulating my thesis when it comes to how I'm going to start taking profits and how I'm going to, interact with the crypto market and the economy and the market as a whole, because I'm diversified into other things too. And I think that's going to be the time to start getting a little bit more defensive.
Right on, man. I was dying in the background. Don't worry about me. All right, let's go over to Chainlink since that's popping right now. And take a look at that. Let me take the fib retracement off first, and let's look at where it could go. So a little shill here for chart prime. You can see it did call this a symmetrical triangle with a breakout. Actually, it looks like it was calling to the downside, but it broke out to the top. So one of the things that I tell you guys when it does break out of these patterns, one of the things I like to look for is a retest. Personally, that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with entering a trade with the pattern breakouts. All right, so you can see definitely some hits of bearish divergence, price going up, RSI coming down a little bit, but it's not really a true trend down and right. So you can see this one, you could see it a little bit, but this next, we'll say, top where it gets into the overbought position is higher. So I'm not really too concerned about that. But looking at it, I did do a fib extension on it just to see like, hey, where could we potentially go? You're running up to the 618 right now on the fib extension. All right, so you could meet a little resistance there. Top side though, target for the fib extension is $37 if you guys are curious about that. And then the 786 is at about 33. So there you go in terms of like, hey, where some potential areas you could go based on fibs. About $37 looks to be the top there. Not saying that is going to be the top, but just tying something into the charts, right? So let's go over to the retracement. Let's say we get a pullback. Let's look at some important numbers there. All right, got that up here. And that is only, understand, that is only assuming that this is the true pivot. Okay, 618 is, we're saying that's the pivot. And then we're going to retrace from here. Where can we go? Well, a couple areas you want to look for here. Obviously the 236 and then the 382. So I would look more towards the 236 right now, just based on, look at this resistance. All right, you can see the wicks. We finally broke through with some strength. And then I would look at that area as now providing some support. So that's about $25. So that would be an area you could mark on your charts if you're looking to add to your bags. Where's the sweet spot though? Well, the money point of control is at $18 and the 618 is at 17.8. Okay, so your golden pocket, your money point of control is going to be anywhere between $17 and $18, $18.5. So that might be a nice place to just kind of set a limit order if you're feeling froggy. Dynamic reactor is way down there and is lagging behind. Let's look at the 4 hour just to see where the dynamic reactor is at least. Because that is, I love the dynamic reactor on the 4 hour. And there you go. So when it did have its pullback, not only, well, the 0.5 didn't really count there. So that'll be a different fib if you actually pull that back to the high. But you can see dynamic reactor was acting as support as we're in the uptrend. So this thing, when it flips green and it's showing you that it's bullish, not only that, you got a little pump indication there, and this thing just up and away, never came back. So it's a really nice move there. I mean, just looking at when it flips green, we'll take it a little further out to where we're at time now. That's 145% move. Not so bad. Yeah, that's pretty fire. So there you go. There's a couple areas for you to look for on Chainlink. Nothing too crazy there. But your sweet spot down at about 18, 17, and then we're looking for, I think, as high as 37 on the fib extension. So I want to hit that up real quick. And I think it is about that time. I got to roll out, guys, because I got to coach some football tonight. I'm kind of excited about that. Let's go ahead over to the trade that I did have open here. Revisit that. Looking pretty good. Up about $100 right now, 12.78%. Again, I do think we'll get a little bit of a pullback. I'm, somewhat confident in that, and we're kind of already trending down in that direction. I might not be too opposed to actually closing this trade, to be honest with you. We'll see. I have to think about that after the show. Might close it out, or I might just go ahead and try to ride it out down. Maybe I'll just take some profit at this point. We'll see. But that being said, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. As always, we love having you guys in the chat. We very, very much appreciate all of you. Hope you guys learned something today. If you did, go ahead, smash that like. If you did enjoy it, subscribe if you're not already. If you're new here, we would appreciate that. We are growing and taking off. FD is just crushing it these days, man. That man is everywhere. By the way, he did have he was on a podcast I saw, and that was super, super cool. FD, if you want to throw out where everyone can find that podcast so they could check you out, go for it, man. Let them know.
If you follow me on X, it's on my X, probably one of the top tweets or X posts on my X account. You can go up and click that, man. It's just a little bit, just a little bit of what's going on with me, a little bit more personal, as opposed to just the crypto. We got a lot of other stuff going on, so definitely, it was definitely a good time, man. But this is the home. This is the home, man. This is where I really like to be. This is where I really like to, even though I'm on all these other, I go on a lot of different other channels, man. Piper Academy is home, man. So, I appreciate the whole team, the whole team, the whole community, and we got a lot of things brewing in 2025. A lot of alpha. We've been spot on, man. I don't care how big these other channels are and how how many subscribers, how many followers, whatever they have. Piper Academy, man, we've been. Piper was a bear for a minute. We had to get him back on track. I said, no, we're going up. We had to get
come
Piper.
on, man.
We got him back on track, man. So now, everything is looking pretty good. He tries to get a little bearish sometimes, so I got to pull him to the side and give him a little noogie. Like, no, man, we're going up, man. We're going up. So,
hey, man,
he's gonna be right eventually. So,
yeah,
I think he'll be right. Like I said, with my thesis playing out, we'll see. I think our thesis in line when it comes to 2025. So, shout out to Piper though. That's my brother, man, and Piper Academy, man. Love it here.
Yeah, he's good people's, man. He did. I kind of talked about it before. He was taking, I think, the macroeconomic situation, and he was taking all of that into account. And I just don't think that the consideration to the Trump pump and that bullish sentiment really taking off, retail starting to come back in. I don't know that was a consideration into what he was thinking. He was just like, man, this data is not good.
Piper's a statistician, an analytical, very analytical person. That's what he did when he was in the service and things like that. But my approach was, okay, the stars are aligned if this happens in politics, and that happened. So it was just like it wasn't anything technical. It wasn't anything some history, but for the most part, it was if the stars aligned, and the stars aligned on my behalf. So it's nothing. Yeah. It's nothing like that. Nothing like that. We're all a team, and it's good to have checks and balances.
No, absolutely. And I was the simpleton over there. I was like, you see my line? Until we close under the line, I don't care. I'm bullish. That was it. It was one single line. And I was just like, I'm holding to it, baby. I'm holding to it. And it held up. And so, it's been up and right since, which has been really, really cool to see. So, yeah. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Everyone in the chat, we love you guys. I hope you have a great night. And we will see you again on Monday. Tune in tomorrow morning for the actual morning show. Maybe I'll swing by on that one. We'll see. If I wake up, I'll try to hop on there and say what's up to everybody. So trade safe, be safe, and again, we will see you on Monday. We're out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat.